Hey guys, here's another example of a single high-level Faceit game. And in this game, I'll get an ace, win a 1 vs 3, vent dive and win an eco round, and much more. I'm going to demonstrate how playing smarter CS by using thoughtful utility and situational awareness can have a big impact on the games you win or lose, especially in this game, which went into overtime. So join me for Smarter CS on Nuke, Volume 2. We found ourselves on an eco round after losing pistol, and lucky for us, one of the A players pushed, which is going to make things a lot easier for me as I prepare to do a vent dive. First, I'm going to chuck a nade in the corner, and before the nade blows, I'm going to throw a smoke at the middle of the door right above the electrical outlet. Next, I'm going to back up into this corner and throw a flash to the right of this blue door. So this flash is going to blind anyone on top of the hut that's looking down, but it'll also blind anyone playing empty vent or anyone who can see the vent at all. So you'll see this smoke gives good coverage, but it also makes it easy to find the vent and drop down. So you can see from their perspective that they have 1 playing mini and 2 playing heaven, but with the smoke there's no real way to stop the play. So now what I'm going to try to do is get the bomb planted and attempt to stay alive as long as possible. Given that I only have a Glock and no armor, I need to give my teammates time to get down there with me and not get killed and let them defuse. Another thing worth noting is one of my teammates pushed ramp while I was planting lower, just giving me a little bit more time to plant the bomb and get in position. You can see from his perspective he's trying to find me so that he can try to defuse the bomb, but by me tucking away, it gives my team a lot of time to get down here, and it also causes a lot of chaos for the CTs. I do eventually peek, but I wait for my teammate, therefore we can get the trade and win the round. Next, I'll show you a classic A execute strat that I like to run. I'm going to start by breaking this glass, and that's going to allow me to dump flashes and mollies onto A. And ideally, you want the person in 4th position to nade the door and smoke mini, while the other 3 people get out the hut as fast as they can. The flash I throw is going to blind all of rafters, and the molly I throw next is going to molly the top of hut. This is going to leave the people on A completely blind, because the only real safe spot from this strat is behind silos. The lineup for the utility on the roof isn't super precise, but you want to stand next to this handle, and then you want to find this blue strip and follow this window frame piece down to the bottom of it. You can then run forward and do a jump throw, go right back, run forward again and do a jump throw with your molly. The next round we grouped up to do a ramp take, but I want to talk about some of the details that made it successful. First, you'll notice that I smoke mini, but also there's a teammate in hut giving presence there as well. You'll notice that they were actually playing 2 ramp until that utility came in, giving us a much better chance of taking ramp control. Next, I want to demonstrate the importance of taking double door control. Can you go control and cut off double? So there's 3 reasons that it's better to ignore single door and focus on taking double door control. Number 1, you can get the double doors faster, so you have a better chance of beating the CTs there. Number 2, you can swing double doors from 2 angles, making that fight easier to trade. And number 3, it cuts off control room, so now you only have to worry about 1 small choke point, which is much easier to isolate.
Venting B. Single.
Single dead. The next round we do another A take, and I want to show you how effective these flashes are. I want to also point out that they molly the hut, but we're able to smoke it and use the flashes and still get out. As we move to CT side, we end up struggling and getting down 10-6, but this is the part of the match where they end up trying to test me on ramp 3 rounds in a row. And 3 rounds in a row, I do the exact same thing, and it stops them every time. First, I'm going to molly this corner to help with the rush, and then I'm going to throw a nade off the same corner. So if they decide to smoke the molly and run through it, they'll take a lot of damage from this nade, but it also serves as some cover while I take a peek, as long as I pre-fire and get out of there quickly. And while the molly's still up, I have time to drop a smoke and continue holding ramp. On the next round, they try to do a half-buy rush on ramp. And I'm able to get this ace, mostly because they all have like 10 HP from running through my molly nade spam, but also because this guy was unable to hit me while I was fully blind. Now at this point I'm pretty sure the team was in full tilt mode, because they end up pushing ramp again. One dies from my molly, the other one ends up being left with 10 HP, So you can just see how miserable it is to try to go through this. Next, I end up being in a 1v3 on A, and I use this flash to help me get a free kill. So all you do is go in this corner and aim at the foot on the sign, and the flash will land just below the rim, so you can get a safe peek. So during this fight, I see a guy behind silos, so I use this nade, which is really effective, especially when people are planting as well. And with a little luck, I get this wallbang through the floor to win the 1v3. Next, I get flashed off ramp. I just want to point out how important it is to stay alive as the ramp player. And pretty much anywhere you can find a wall, there's a way to pop flash yourself. So you can see from his perspective, this off-the-cuff flash is pretty effective. So at this point the game has moved into overtime and we end up doing our A execute again. So I just want to show you really quickly again how effective this play is. So the very next play we do something similar, but we end up faking it and actually going ramp. You can see at this point they're so conditioned to stopping the A execute that they end up leaving ramp completely open, letting us take lower for free. Knowing they lost the first 2 rounds of overtime, they're likely not on the best buy, being that they're CTs, so we end up just playing hard anti-eco here and let them push into us. And that ends up getting us the 3rd round in overtime, allowing us to win the game pretty easily.